Just trying to check this quickly because I'm assuming the... There we go, blue snowball. There we go, now we're good. Okay, so we are now... Got the mic working. We tried getting everything sorted, but we're now good now. Just a little bit of an apologies for that. For some reason, it happened earlier on today, but mic is good. I think we're ready to go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Game 1 of 2 tonight in the NRL. Double header on the Friday night for the NRL Preseason Challenge. Ooh! Man, I love the NRL Preseason Challenge. Oh, I don't care. Basically, two teams starting out tonight obviously have suffered losses in their opening matches. The Newcastle Knights suffered their loss to the Cronulla Sharks, while Parramatta went down very closely against the Penrith Panthers. So, with most of their first grade teams now coming in with pretty much their starting 13 for both teams, very much looking like what's going to be the starting 13 for the season. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes, as you've got a lot of players, first grade players, now coming back into the squads. It's going to look very interesting, and also immediately after this stream finishes, we'll be immediately crossing over and redirecting to the second game stream of the doubleheader, which is of course the Manly Sea Eagles up against the Sydney Roosters. So, the Knights... So apparently when it comes to this team list, we might as well just go through it now, because I just want to check quickly one last second just to make sure that everything is right. Okay, let me just want to see if nothing has updated or anything. Nothing has updated, so we can just go through with the starting 13. You can't really show the interchange because there's going to be a lot of players that are going to come in and out throughout this match. So we'll start off with both teams' lineups. So starting off with the Newcastle Knights, you got Lachlan Miller at fullback, you got Greg Marju and Dominic Young on the wings, with Dane Gagai and Bradman Best in the centres. Kalen Ponga making his first game in a couple of years at the 5'8 position alongside Jackson Hastings. Daniel Saifidi, Jaden Brayley and Jacob Saifidi as the prop hooker prop, with Tyson Frizzell and Lachlan Fitzgibbon in the second row, and Kurt Mann is the lock for the Newcastle Knights. And looking at the starting 13 for the Parramatta Eels, you got Clinton Gutherson at fullback with Isaac Lumi and Sean Russell on the wings, with Will Penasini and Zach Cheney in the centres. Dylan Brown at 5'8 and Mitchell Moses as halfback, with Regan Campbell-Gillard, Josh Hodgson and Junior Paulo as the prop hooker prop, with Sean Lane and Matt Dory in the second row, and the lock is Jermaine Hopgood. So, a lot of new signings, a lot of new first games. It'll be Lachlan Miller's first game in Knights colours. You also got the first game for the season for Kalen Ponga, now coming back from his little bit of an injury, and also throwing up in the Hotel Delaney bathrooms. We've also got some new signings coming in for the Parramatta Eels. Obviously, you've got Zach Cheney. I think Sean Russell is a new signing. I believe, maybe, I'm not sure. I know Jermaine Hopgood is. So, there's a lot of changes for both teams. It's going to be very interesting years, to say the least, for two. Obviously, the Knights coming in, I believe it was 13th last year, wanting to break through the team more and try to get more, so to speak, of consistency, to very much say the least. In an essence, but obviously, Parramatta, coming off a grand final loss, are trying to remain themselves in contention. They have lost a few players, obviously Reid Mahoney being probably the most significant one, but also Isaiah Papali'i as well. So pretty much their forward pack has taken a bit of a hit, but they have made some good signs. You've also got already some very solid players like Sean Lane, who I think very much impressed last year for Parramatta, and I hope he's going to have another good year this year. For this year as well. So basically, it's going to be interesting to see how this game will develop. But basically, the game will be starting in 20 minutes' time. It's hard to say what's going to happen in this game. I'm probably going to say that a lot. It's really, you can't tell. You don't know. I feel like on paper, Parramatta does have the stronger team, and I think Parramatta are probably the most likely to win this match. But yeah, so you got... Just trying to find a few interesting tidbits or anything. So pretty much, yeah, the ins for for both teams. You got for the Knights, you got Frizzell, Leo Thompson, Lachlan Miller, Callum Ponga, Dominic Young, Dane Gagai, and Brendan Best. Petticini, Campbell Gillard, Moses, Paulo, Hobgood, Murchie, Brown, and Gufferson for Parramatta. So it'd also be interesting to see what happens, because if you go here, I'm just trying to check to see if this will pop up in the 17. Yep, it will pop up. It says here because the Knights have actually got 26 players in their squad, but we don't know who the numbers. It says here, if we actually scroll up a little bit earlier, that Jack Johns is the number 17 for the Knights, but they don't. Oh, I just skipped past it there. I probably skipped past it again, didn't I? But yeah, Jack Johns is the 17, but we don't know who the last substitute is. I feel like it might be Brodie Jones. Would probably be the fair judge potentially of coming into the interchange. Because the way I see it, because you've got Phoenix Crossan, Leo Thompson, Jack Johns. Jack Johns, I believe, is playing in the second row. Leo Thompson is a centre, and you've got Phoenix Crossland, who is sort of a half and all that. But yeah, basically, pretty much you got these three teams. Not three teams, you got those three players probably going to come onto the field. It is interesting to see Adam Clune is still at the club, which feels weird, because he's basically been like casted into the shadow realm, if you will. But yeah, very hard, very interesting stories and developments to make out of the way, obviously. Going to go through the rest of the schedule for the week. Basically, we've got this game, and obviously the game after this tonight with the Manly Sea Eagles and the Sydney Roosters. Tomorrow morning at about 7 o'clock, we'll be doing the Salford Red Devils taking on the Lee Leopards. Get to see if those ugly jerseys scare the daylights out of teams so badly it causes them to win. Then on the Saturday, we'll be only doing 2 of the NRL games. We'll be doing the charity match between the St George Illawarra Dragons and the South Sydney Rabbitohs. And then we will be doing the World Club Challenge between the Penrith Panthers and St Helens, which is going to be, I'd probably say, probably the most hyped World Club Challenge game probably in my lifetime, because you've got two genuine powerhouses in each respective league. Obviously, Penrith, back-to-back premiers, up against St Helens, who are 4 in a row premiers in the Super League. It's going to be a very interesting game, to say the very least, on how that will go down. And then finishing off on Sunday with the New Zealand Warriors and the Melbourne Storm. Just the one game there, basically to decide realistically who is actually going to... The reason why I chose that game specifically out of the ones is because the Warriors are currently, I believe, very much up there in terms of this preseason challenge thing. I know Manly and the Roosters are first and second respectively, and I think the Warriors are third, so those games could very much decide who takes this out, if anyone actually gives a toss about this NRL preseason challenge or whatever. But yeah, currently coming in with the votes, there are currently 2 votes now into this poll, and both of them are going in favour of the Newcastle Knights to take out the win. So, don't know how this is going to work. I will say for the Knights this year, I am somewhat optimistic this year, which is a rarity for me to say. I think this is a team that can push up and go better than what they did last year. I don't think they're going to make the finals just yet, but I feel like they are going in the right direction with their signings. Obviously, it's going to be the big question of what the hell is going to happen with Caleb Ponga being at 5'8" and how well that's even going to go, because that could go either really good or really badly. But then again, who the hell knows? So yeah, you never know. Just trying to check otherwise. There is... I did put a multi on for this game, I will say, but basically you've got... For this game, so pretty much I've got Parramatta to win. I've got Parramatta to win by 13+. I've got Clinton Gutherson and Dylan Brown to both score for Parramatta in this match. And I've got Greg Marju to go over for the Knights. So that'll be interesting to see if that does hit by any circumstance. But Okay, poll is now getting increased now. We got Sippy Dog 90 Gaming. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? So now it's 2-1 ratio in favour of the Knights. I think in terms of, just have a look at the actual betting odds so far. If we just go, I'll just go to Sportsbet quickly just to see what the market is looking at the moment. Who are people preferring? I'll probably say Parramatta people will be preferring. It's actually fairly close. It's not really that close, but it is a lot closer than personally I think it should be. Parramatta $1.45 to the Newcastle Knights $2.75. It's actually a bigger gap between the Roosters and Manly, which is Roosters $1.31 and Manly $3.50. That is very interesting. Am I from Australia as well? Yep, I do be. I do be from Australia. But just trying to think of how this which of these reserve players are going to come on. I mean, I think Ryan Madison is going to come on fairly interesting to see how he goes. But is actually an interesting player. The number 20 for the Penrith Panthers, Jariah Momasea, who just came from the Newcastle Knights. It'll be interesting to see how much game time he gets. Just trying to think. I think Jariah Momasea played in the forwards, I believe, or he might have been a centre. I mean, that's basically the bang average of where positions are. Let me just search up Jariah Momasea. I'd assume he's a forward. He's a prop and second rower. That is fair, and he's now obviously at the Parramatta Eels, so it'll be interesting to see if he gets put into the rotation and see how he goes, potentially trying to crack into this Parramatta team, maybe as a 17, something like that. Would be exciting to see that does, because he didn't really get that much game time in the first team for the Knights, so... I mean, in fairness, the forward pack for the Knights is kind of hard to break into at the moment because you've got, obviously, the Saifidi brothers, you've got Frizzell Fitzgibbon, you've got Kurt Mann at the 13, you've also got Brodie Jones as well, so it is a bit fairly stiff competition when it comes to breaking into the forward pack for the Newcastle Knights, because it's always been in somewhat of a rotation. Not as bad as what the rotation was for Manly last year, where basically just took any of their forwards and put them anywhere. You know, you had like Schuster, Tofawa Sipley, who else is there? Olika R2. I'm forgetting names, but it was a very interesting, blunt rotation to say the very least. But it's going to be... I don't know. I think... for my predictions, I had Parramatta, I believe, 5th. Coming 5th place at the end of the season, obviously making it into the finals. I had the Knights at 11th. I do know that a lot of people have put the Knights in the bottom 4, which is, it's kind of interesting with that whole thing of putting the Knights in the bottom 4, because it's kind of like there's been teams that are just like universally agreed upon who is coming in certain positions, because you basically have, for example, like almost every rugby league creator has like just agreed silently that the St. George Illawarra Dragons will be getting the wooden spoon. And almost all of them have agreed that the Roosters are going to get the minor premiership, which is, for me, kind of weird. But basically, like, the bottom 4 is pretty much like Dragons, Knights, Tigers. Who else is there? Dolphins. I think it's kind of the consistent bottom 4 that I am seeing a lot of people have. But it should be interesting. Also, I just noticed Adam Elliott actually hasn't been named in the team yet. I think he's the only one of the key gains from the Knights that hasn't been selected. So that is also another player that players have got to contend with, trying to get into the Knights starting forward pack. But again, Adam Elliott not playing. But there he is. Kalen Ponga is playing this match. He had a bit of a... I think he did his hamstring a couple of weeks ago. But yep, he is back for the Knights, playing his first game in the 5'8" role for about a couple of years now. I think it was like 2019 or 2020 when he started playing it for a couple of weeks alongside Mitchell Pearce, and then reverted back to the fullback role. So that could be an interesting question to ask the people thinking, like, how do we think Ponga at 5'8" is going to go? Because who knows how it is going to go. It could go really good, be okay, or really bad. The problem is, though, if it's not like... as long as he doesn't go bad, I think he will go okay. So it should be... across the board, should be alright. So just trying to look into some other factors here. Just waiting to see. Basically, just waiting for this game to start. The game was set to kick off 5:55, so in about a couple of minutes' time. But one thing they're just focusing on here, Dominic Young. I would probably say Dominic Young is the most wanted player in the NRL. I think there's about 6 clubs at this point now trying to go after him. Obviously, I think this is the last year of his contract with the Knights, which I feel like it is pretty much almost guaranteed he is leaving at the end of the season, which is sad to see because I think he's an amazing player. But I think currently the favourites are South Sydney to take him, and I think he would probably go really, really well under, especially under the teaching of a veteran winger like Alex Johnston. But it also kind of makes sense because the Knights are getting Will Price and Pierce Paul from the Super League in 2024. Obviously, they tried to get Bevan French from Wigan, but he backtracked and re-signed with the Wigan Warriors. So it's kind of interesting the Knights are being like the main ones to try to get some of those English backs in, because obviously you got several teams like the Canberra Raiders who just have English forwards, but now we're starting to see some inclusivity of the backs. You also got John Bateman as well coming in from the English national team. Basically, he came in and he's now playing at the West Tigers. I will say, I think the West Tigers this year have got the most interesting team in the NRL. I think their forward pack is going to be nuts. To see if it actually will fan up. I don't think they're going to make the finals yet, but they're very much on the right track to improve. Heel Fry, it's good to see him, man. I do be live. It's finally right near the rugby league season. I finally come alive, to say the least. But yeah, it's going to be hard to see how this... You don't know how this game is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be low scoring, high scoring. I mean, it's probably going to be encouraged to be high scoring. Okay, the betting margin's starting to get a bit more separated. Parramatta now $1.39 to the Knights $3. So Parramatta are now becoming more favourites as time does go on. I think the Tigers... I agree. I think the Tigers... I think I put them around maybe like 14th, 13th, but I think like generally could go higher. I think the Knights put up a fight. That's what I'm kind of hoping for. I think the Knights are probably going to be, in that 4 or 5 team shuffle trying to get the last 2 spots in the finals, but I don't think we're there just yet to make the finals, but I think in the next 2 years we should be challenging for the finals or even making the finals, I think. But I will say, though, for this season, I think out of all the coaches in the NRL, Adam O'Brien is probably the one with the most pressure on him at the moment, which is going to be scary. Don't think Para do good. Really? Do you think they'll still make the finals, Heel Fries, or I think they'll still make the finals, but like I have them coming 5th this year, so I think they should still do all right. I think we still make the 8. Okay, I think they'll go okay. I'm very excited to see how Sean Lane goes this year. I think he can generally break out as one of the... He had a really good season last year. I think he can generally cement themselves. Got him 6 or 7. That is fair. I mean, as long as Parramatta keep making the finals, I think that's a good thing for them. As we're now about 7 or so minutes away from the kickoff, so we'll just check in with this vote once again. Here we go. We go into this thing. It's currently 4 votes, and it is a 50-50 split. 2 votes in favour of the Knights, 2 votes in favour of the Parramatta Eels. Going to be an exciting day, to say the least. Up now, someone else has voted. Now they've got the Knights winning. So currently at the moment, 3 votes to 2 in favour of the Newcastle Knights, saying it's going to go against the grain and have the Knights take the win. That's the thing, though. I mean, like, it's hard to say because obviously the first round you had most of the New South Wales Cup players play for a lot of clubs, but now we've got pretty much, I would argue, both teams starting 13. Maybe for the Knights, it probably will swap around with like Fitzgibbon, maybe with Brodie Jones on the occasion, something like that. But I think I'll probably say for Heel Fries, with this Parramatta team, I'm just going to put the starting 13 up for you. Do you think this is the starting lineup for Para? And we're going to do the Chooks game after. Yes, I will be. Immediately after this stream's end, we'll be crossing over for the Manly Roosters game. And a pretty big clash for this this finals, this pre-season challenge thing, because I believe they're first and second, so this could decide who takes the money. Be very interesting. Shockingly, the NRL giving more money to the Roosters if they win, but I'm excited to see how Lumi does go for Parramatta. Also, Zach Cheney. I think it'd be very nice to see how they go. I do... Sevo, yeah, that is true. I completely forgot Marcus Sevo was in, but yeah. Pretty much, yeah. I think add Sevo, and that's probably pretty much. Pretty much one or two players out of the rotation, but that is pretty much what is going to be the starting lineup. I am very excited. I do agree, Fries. I'm very excited to see how Zach Cheney goes with Parramatta this year. So, just waiting for the time to go after this ad break. It should go and begin. Both teams coming out and kicking off in Gosford. The conditions are going to be very interesting because there was a football or soccer match the day before as the Australian women's national team, the Matildas, and there was a double header of this Cup of Nations thing where they beat Czechia 4-0. They're actually playing up in Newcastle in a couple of days. They're playing Jamaica on the Wednesday. Might be going to that. I don't know. I do be starting uni. Get Dory out. I just realized, yeah, that's the name of my cat. That's pretty funny. Matt Dory. I should just get a picture of my cat on an actual mat, and it's like, oh, it's Matt Dory. Woo. that would be hilarious tomfoolery, to say the very least. But we're almost here. We are almost ready to kick off the second week of the pre-season challenge. Oh boy! But it has been developments in the bloody women. The NRLW now have a CBA, which is a very good development now. So hopefully you can try to pull their finger out and sort it out for the men's national game. Hopefully. So now we're just waiting now. Basically just getting... I do like the hype-up package of the team's training. I actually think it's very good to play before the matches. So, okay. What the hell? I just heard like a random come from my computer. That was really weird. I don't know if I think that might have just been me, but I don't know. So here we go from Gosford Industry Group Stadium. Oh, but I'll always know it as Blue Tongue. Probably the most picturesque stadium in Australia. I think it's a very nice stadium, to say the very least. But here we go. We've got a couple of minutes till we have to close the poll. So if you want to get your votes in, get them in now. Who you think is going to take out this game? We'll just go quickly through the last of the lineups as Parramatta come out. We'll start with their team. Clint Gutherson at fullback with Isaac Lumi and Sean Russell on the wings with Will Penasini and Zach Cheney in the centres. Dylan Brown at 5'8", Mitchell Moses at halfback. Regan Campbell-Gillard, Josh Hodgson and Junior Paulo as the prop hooker prop. Sean Lane and Matt Dory in the second row with Jermaine Hopgood at lock. And for the Newcastle Knights, Lachlan Miller at fullback, Greg Marju and Dominic Young on the wings with Dane Gagai and Bradman Best in the centres. Kalen Ponga at 5'8" and Jackson Hastings at halfback. Daniel Saifidi, Jaden Brayley and Jacob Saifidi in the prop hooker prop roles. Tyson Frizzell and Lachlan Fitzgibbon in the second row. And Kurt Mann as the lock. So those are the starting teams here. Knights now just set to come out here, so... Pretty much the Knights have put out their starting team here. Lachlan Miller's first game for the Knights this year. Should be interesting to see how he goes. I actually did quite like how Bailey Hodgson went. Yeah, there's two Hodgsons in the game. You've got one that's playing hooker for Parramatta and one's on the reserve for the Knights. Bailey Hodgson played as fullback in the previous game. Yep. Yeah, why? Some other cunt to do it for once. So there we go. The Knights have come out, led by the captain of Kalen Ponga, who was just vomiting in the Hotel Delaney toilets. He's only had 4 game starts at 5'8", but be interesting to see how he goes. But the way it's looking, Parramatta will be kicking screen left, and the Knights will be receiving first possession of the ball. So we can now end the poll here. We stuck with the 5 votes, so that will mean that the Newcastle Knights, against the grain of the poll, has actually got the popular vote in terms of who is going to take out this game. So here we go. A lot of questions to be answered here. For how will Ponga go at 5'8" again? Obviously, now with a new halfback with Jackson Hastings, how will Lachlan Miller go at fullback as well? So I believe that it's Clinton Gutherson who is going to kick off this game for the Parramatta Eels. And we are underway here at in the Central Coast. It's a heavy kick to the right, and it's going to be taken by the Knights. And Parramatta going for a first big tackle right on the 20 for the first tackle. On the right-hand side, it's going to give it to Dominic Young. People expecting a massive year for him. Obviously, in the contract talks, trying to impress, get a big contract on the 25 for the second. Now, that is one of the Saifidi brothers. Getting now to the 35 for the third tackle. As the Knights are in the middle of the field, they're going to shift it to the left-hand side. It's going to be the other Saifidi brother. That is Jacob, who gets brought down on the Knights' 40 for the fourth tackle. Now the ball has been given to Lachlan Miller, getting his first carry for the Knights. And he gets brought down just shy of halfway now for the last tackle. And in comes the kick from Jackson Hastings. And it's going to be taken on the 15 by Clinton Gutherson. And Ponga immediately gets into the tackle and gets brought down on the 20-metre line for the first tackle for the Eels. Fairly alright set. I mean, fairly average to say the least, but it's a set. For the Knights, Parramatta now on the 25 for their second tackle. In comes a big charge. I believe that is Lumi, and it is. Very intimidating player there around the 35 for the third tackle. Doing a bit of one-upmans at the moment here to number 13 of Jermaine Hopgood. A new signing here for the Parramatta Eels, getting onto the 40 for the fourth tackle. In comes Junior Paulo, and lines on halfway for the last tackle. So both sets being very similar. So there's the kick there by Mitchell Moses. Doesn't go that far. Be taken by Dominic Young on the 20-metre line. No, it's Greg Margius, sorry. Got the wrong side, and Margius lost the ball here. And it's going to be a scrum feed to Parramatta 25 metres out. Are the Knights... Is there a captain's challenge in this pre-season? I think there probably is. I mean, they've got the bunker. Here we go. The Knights are challenging this already. They're using their challenge just 2 minutes into the game. Margie was saying that he didn't lose the ball. So here we go. Will the Knights lose their challenge immediately? So Margie's in a 3-man tackle. Now the ball's raked out there. So, yep. So the challenge is successful. Really good call there by Margie to make the call. It is a successful challenge. It was stripped, and it's a penalty to the Knights. Really good call there. I mean, you kind of have to be certain to make that call, to make that captain's challenge call. Like, that early, you have to be, like, 100% certain. I'll skip the gym for this shit. If Para lose, I'm going to be pissed. Yeah, it's gym season. It do be gym season. I have thought about doing a live stream whilst working out in the gym, but the problem is that the service is terrible in the gym that I'm at, unless it's like an open gym. Could be an interesting thing. There's Tyson Frizzell there. Will get brought down 45 away from the try line for the third tackle. A little bit of a limp there from Jacob Saifidi. It's a set restart now for the Knights. So, Jacob Saifidi doesn't look that great at the moment. Nice out the 35 for the first. Here's Kurt Mann with the ball. Kurt Mann will get brought down 25 away from the try line for the second tackle. Knights are going to go to the left-hand side. It's Kalen Ponga. Faint's going to attack and will get brought down 15 away for the third tackle on that far left-hand side. Jackson Hastings now goes into the middle. That's Kurt Mann again with a narrow carry. And he's going to get brought down 10 metres out now. Fourth tackle for the Knights. Faint going to the right, but they go to the left. Ponga gets instantly wrapped up. And that's going to be another penalty to the Knights. It was a high shot. I think it's a bit... Looking forward to Panthers versus St Helens. Very much so as well. It's going to be a very exciting match. But another penalty now for the Knights right in front. Surely just go for the try. I mean, I think that high contact call is a little bit... I mean, it was from behind. I don't think it was that high. But anyways, 5 metres out now. First tackle right in front of the post. The Knights will go to the left-hand side. Hastings feeds a flat ball, very similar to when the Knights got their first try against Cronulla in the last week's trial. Knights now going out to the right-hand side. Now they've got numbers. Passing it out to Dominic Young. And Dominic Young dives into the corner and gets his first try for 2023. Obviously not officially for the season, but that is just... You're just getting it to a play. You stretch Parramatta's line relatively thin. You're just going to force with the speed and go out there. And the Knights have taken the lead with a 4-point lead. With a try by Dominic Young. Again, adding to his idea of becoming the most wanted man in the NRL. And he will be very much... How he goes to the Knights this year, every club's going to be salivating, trying to pay top dollar for him. I think I'm a bit dubious about if that was a penalty for against Mitchell Moses for a high contact, but I'm not sure. But there we go, Dominic Young. Absolute strength, try confirm it now. Jackson Hastings needs to land a kick from the sideline. So currently at the moment now, the Knights, it's 5.5 minutes. I can't really say anything. But there we go. Little good, decent bit of play there. So 26 try games in his NRL career and 18 tries. That is very, very good. But also very bad because we want to keep him. But obviously, that's the thing. The Knights, Jesse, you're gassed and I know it. I'm happy. I'm happy, but I'm also like, because with Dominic Young, basically, if he goes extremely well, it's going to be even harder to try to keep him. Basically, I think the Knights, when it comes to talent, we're good enough to showcase talent, but we're not good enough to hold on to talent. Or big enough, to say the least. But here we go. Jackson Hastings, right from the corner of the on the sideline here. And Hastings, it's rattled the post and it goes out. No goal. So Hastings still hasn't made a conversion yet. Nobody going to want him. I don't know. I mean, I know South Sydney currently do want him. I think it was... Because I think it was like 3 or 4 clubs that was announced that they were rumoured for him. But I think South Sydney were like one of the only ones that were named. So I don't know. It really depends on how good of a season he goes. Because obviously second year syndrome could not be as good, you know, like at Ultrarat, at QPR that one year. And then he wasn't really that great for the rest of the year. But who knows. So here's the kickoff now to restart play for Parramatta. Oh... Deep keeper Ponga keeps it just in play. Don't know if it may have left it for maybe to go for a out on the full, but probably was actually a very solid kick to be fair. But Ponga luckily to keep it in. Dominic Young being held to the 15 for the second tackle. Now Brayley gives it off to Daniel Saifidi to be brought down onto the 30. I really need to learn faces and players. The only people I know from like faces is the Knights players, because every time I see a para player, I know some of the para players, and I've got to like look down, obviously at like the numbers. Early kick on the 4th here on the 45 for the Knights. It's right at the corner, and it'll go into touch on the 15. So Parramatta will get the ball, but it's an alright kick, you know, from the Knights, you know. I just hope Ponga doesn't get injured for fuck's sake. That'd be nice. A boy can dream. A boy can dream. To say at the very least of wanting a player. So Parramatta now with the first carry. That is the number 8 of Regan Campbell-Gillard. That's all. Hang on. Sean Lane is going into the sheds here. That's... Hopefully he's okay. Maybe a HIA thing potentially. Hopefully it's not anything serious. I actually very much like Sean Lane. I think he's a really good player. Penalty to Parramatta here. I think it's an offside call against the Knights. It's not a Knights game without Ponga getting injured. That is true. He's a bit... Yeah. You got to think at some point when does he get sent to America? It's like the American thing. It's like, oh, they're going to America. It's like the whole thing about going to Cancun when you're knocked out of the playoffs in the NBA and all that. But here we go. Parramatta now with a full set of 6 inside of the Knights half here. 35 out for the first tackle as Campbell-Gillard gets a tackle. How'd you feel about the draw against Barster? Oh, break for the line here. That's the number 20, Jariah Mamasia. And it's a forward pass by Parramatta, so the Knights will get the ball back on the 30. I actually wanted a draw, but unfortunately, I feel like we actually could have won that game. I was watching. I was like in the lead up to the Warrington Leeds game. I was keeping an eye on the scores. I feel like, yeah, definitely 2-2 at the Camp Nou with no. The thing is though, I don't think away goals now count when it comes to the European competitions. But now I think it's like we're comfortable enough. I feel like we can win at Old Trafford to try to go through past the playoffs. As Bradman Best gets the ball from this. Oh, sorry. And now another penalty towards the Knights. Bloody. What are we, the Melbourne Storm? Why are we getting so many penalties? It's ridiculous. Bradman Best has got that. And it's a captain challenge here by Parramatta. So here we go. Parramatta now calling a challenge here against this call, saying if there was a hand involved in Bradman Best trying to get the play of the ball. He's lost that. It's down onto the knee there, so... So there we go. Parramatta's challenge is successful. So 2 challenges in 10 minutes for each, one for each club, and both have been successful. So very good ball knowledge from both teams. So yeah, Parramatta will get the ball. It will count as a knock-on against the Newcastle Knights. So on the 35 away from the try line, Parramatta will get a full set. So Mamasia has come on to replace Sean Lane. So it'll be interesting to see how the former Knights player does go. Now playing in the second row. It should be very good to see. Well, not really. If he scores, it'd be pretty interesting. Now the Knights now going to having defend the left-hand side now, 20 metres out. I believe that is Gufferson. Oh, it's on the 30, actually. He's got a little man bun now, and it's a ruck infringement, so it's 6 again now for Parramatta. 20 metres out. They've got a good chance here to try to potentially take the lead if they get the try on the conversion. Right through the guts goes Junior Paulo, and he'll be brought down 10 metres out for the second tackle. Parramatta now going to the right-hand side. It's Regan Campbell-Gillard. Again going through the guts, and be brought down 5 metres short of the line, just in front of the posts. Now Parramatta feigning, trying to go for the right, but the hooker of Hodgson gets brought back to the 10 for the 4th tackle. So now that is, I believe, number 6. That is Dylan Brown. And Brown, it's another set restart. That's not good from the Knights, right near the end of the set as well. So another full set coming Parramatta's way. That's number 13. That is Jermaine Hopgood. 5 metres out for the second tackle. Now Parramatta shifting it out to the right-hand side. They've got numbers if they can. Marshall's come off Wavers line. 2 players are slipped over for the Knights. But Parramatta just held short again now. 3rd tackle, 5 metres short again on the far right side. They push it now into the middle. Trying to find a breakthrough as an offload to Paulo. Paulo with a spin. And it's going to be a burring over try for Matt Dory. And Dory goes over and will take the equaling try here. Some of the Knights players are protesting, but I don't think there's going to be anything to protest about. But there we go. 4 points all with a kick to come. Matt Dory goes over. The problem is, and there's always been an issue with the Knights, is the Knights' wing defense, when they do get packed in, is very horrible. Like, just in that play when they went out to the far right side, you had Greg Marju and Kalen Ponga both slipping over, and could have very easily been a try about a tackle earlier. But a good, the Matt Gidley flick pass to Junior Paulo that sets up Matt Dory. Oh, the Matt Gidley flick pass. It is the underarm flick pass. The best passing method in the NRL. It's genuinely the best one. Like, you can't argue with it. And this kick is right near the post. So this should be a chance. This will predominantly put Parramatta in front to make it 6-4. I just realised I need to add up the score. There we are. So currently now the Parramatta Eels now $1.42 to the Knights $2.90 after that try. So Parramatta now they're taking the kick and it must be successful. And it is straight through. Wind did take it at the last bit, but it was obviously going through. So we got 12.5 minutes gone, and the Parramatta Eels have now taken the lead, 6 points to 4. That was a good play actually there by Parramatta from their forwards. You know, just anything that hasn't. I think the Knights players were maybe trying to protest maybe if Clint Gutherson was obstructing play, but I don't think he was. I mean, personally, I'm not a big fan of most of the rulings when it comes to the obstruction, because it could happen on the other side of the field and it somehow gets called obstruction. But there we go, Matt Doorey getting the try for the Parramatta Eels. I do have Parramatta winning this in a bet for 13+. But the players I need to score are Penasini and Dylan Brown. I've got the Marju for the Knights. So on the 10 now for the first tackle for the Newcastle Knights. And that's going to be the number... That's not Junior Paula. Who's that? It's the number 20. Here it is, Jeraima Masia. No. Sini dragged back a little bit onto the 20. Knights now kind of holding Parramatta back, but Parramatta going to the right-hand side. It's the number 12. It is Matt Doorey trying to go over Ponga for the 4th tackle. Parramatta at their 30. And Gutherson gets hit by Ponga. And the Knights have held him back onto the 35 for the last tackle. Fairly decent defensive set there from the Knights. But Moses is a person that can certainly change that with this kick. And it's taken by Lachlan Miller on the 30. And he will get brought down on the Knights 40 for the first tackle for the Newcastle Knights. I don't know what the fuck's going on out there. Giving the ball through the middle. That's Dominic Young again. He'll get brought down on halfway for the second tackle. And onto the right-hand side goes Daniel Saifiti. And it's a set restart now for the Newcastle Knights. I will say, when I was watching the Warrington Leeds game, there was only about 3 or 4 set restarts the whole game. I think there's been almost like double that so far. It's only been 15 minutes now. 40 metres out, second tackle for the Knights. The Knights will shift it off now a little bit to the left, but it's going to be held up again. 30 away for the third tackle was Kurt Mann with the run. Ponga now with the ball. Feeds it off to Lachlan Miller. Lachlan Miller breaks 2 tackles. Gets a grubber kick. There's a Knights player chasing, but that is picked up well by Parramatta to smother that out. But very good job there from Lachlan Miller, getting a very dodgy hospital pass from Ponga, forcing the break 2 tackles and trying to make an attacking chance. But his second tackle now for the Eels, and they're still inside of their own 10. Now the Knights defence trying to keep them in. They're trying to smother them, not allowing them to get much room. Junior Paula now breaks him out of the 10, and we bring him onto the 15 for the 4th tackle. And it's one-upmans again. It is not Shane Dory, sorry. It is Jermaine Hopgood. Parramatta only getting to the 20 for their last tackle. They need a monster kick here from Mitchell Moses. They do get it, but it's picked up on the 30 by Lachlan Miller. It's actually a very good kick on circumstances. So 30, 40, 50, 40. That's a 50-metre kick. Parramatta do drag Lachlan Miller back to the 40 for the first tackle. Knights are being a little bit slow to get back here as we've now officially crossed 15 minutes gone in this matchup so far. Both teams having their chances. Not one of them really hasn't broken out yet. So that is the number 3, Dane Gagai. Third tackle, 45 away from the try line. Now you've got Daniel Saifiti running through the guts and be brought down 35 away from the try line for the 4th tackle. Knights going for a quick play. It's Ponga. Flat ball out. Now it's going to be a knock on. It also went forward as well. It was the right idea to try to get a pass out to Dane Gagai. But it was... That has got... I think it didn't go... The pass wasn't forward itself. I think Gagai touched it and propelled it forward. And then Dominic Young picked it up. So it's going to be a changeover now. The Parramatta Eels will have the ball on the 25 inside of their own half. So... You know, it's a... Swings and roundabouts, you can say. In complete fairness, but... So here we go. Yep, there is a timer now. So currently set completion, 8 to 10 for the Knights, 7 out of 8 for Parramatta. So fairly well. Just at the big C word there. The number 8 there. There's Regan Campbell-Gillard who takes the first hit up on the 25 for the Parramatta Eels. Now Jermaine Hopgood burrows over the 30 and will get brought down on the 35 for the second tackle for the Eels. They'll shift it off to the right-hand side now. Still going relatively well as it's the number 3, Will Penasini, on halfway for the 4th tackle. Nicely to be careful not to give away any set restarts here, because that has been a problem for them over the last couple of years since it's been implemented. Now, Mitchell Moses now on the run here. Flings it out all the way to the left-hand side here. That is Zach Cheney. And Zach Cheney will be brought down by Dane Gagai, 20 away from the try line. Last tackle for the Eels. Brown. They've got some passes. It's a grubber kick down the middle. Bit of pressure there on Lachlan Miller. And Miller will be kept in play. My personal... Oh, it's a bit of a high shot there around the swing there by Margie. But I got to say, I feel like nowadays... Now the Parramatta starting to flex their defence at the moment. On the 25 for the 4th tackle, now the 9th. So Parramatta starting to flex up now, as that is Daniel Saifidi. As Paulo hits a player who the player have his legs wrapped around and basically thinking, oh, ball almost going out there by Gufferson. He couldn't try to hang on to it, but he does able to keep it into play, and it'll be brought down on the 25 for the 1st tackle for the Eels. Been a little bit chaotic. Head there on the 30 as that is the number 5 of Sean Russell. Gets the 2nd tackle. Now Lumi will get brought down on the Parramatta 40 for the 3rd tackle, as we're almost relatively about to cross past the first 20 minutes of this matchup. And we'll enter the last 20 minutes of this half. 4th tackle for Parramatta now, right on halfway. They're going to shift it to the right-hand side. Got a little bit of time there. You got Gutherson trying to break through, but he'll only get brought down 30 away from the try line. And this will be the last tackle for the Eels. They'll go down the short right-hand side. It's a behind-the-back flick pass. Now it's the number 3 of Penasini. Back to Moses. Now to Paulo. Paulo now flicks it back to, I believe it's Gutherson with a grubber kick. And the ball has been smothered. And it's another grubber kick. It's been batted away, and Parramatta have scored. What the hell has happened there? It was a grubber kick by Clinton Gutherson that just, I don't know if they took a deflection off somebody, but it just like stopped in the middle of the gap. I don't know if Lachlan Miller was so far back, but I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how that ball just stopped. It must have been like I'm just trying to see if it took a deflection. It must have taken a deflection there. But again, you're just seeing the Knights' defense just being way too forward. They were so forward. It must have hit someone. Then a grubber kick by Madison, and then Gutherson has grounded the ball. Oh, it's gone straight off the knee of one of the Knights players. Where the hell is all the Knights players? And it's grounded by Gutherson. This is... What the problem is, all the forwards and all of the most of the line has gone back. So pretty much you've got only Dominic Young and Lachlan Miller trying to defend that. And it's just a bit silly how far forward they are. It's going to just be another problem with the Knights, is because our goal line defense, when it's around the 20, and well, it's not really goal line defense, but you know what I mean, it commits way too forward and way too early, which is just been a consistent issue. But anyways, Parramatta now go 12-4 up. And I would probably say over the last couple of minutes, it has been deserved, with Parramatta starting to get the momentum and of it majoritively on their side. Okay, so Sean Lane he's going to the hospital, or not hospital, but he's going for a jaw injury potential, so he could be out for the start of the season. So that is, I don't think could be a broken jaw. I don't think so. They haven't really said if it is broken, but it is a facial injury there for the second rower. So, kick-off there by Parramatta. To Parramatta, sorry. And in comes Campbell Gillard with the tackle on the 15. Just trying to get a fan on because it actually is somewhat hot here. And then I think there's a mistake here. I believe it might be a forward pass here by Parramatta. So a chance here for the Knights 20 metres out to get the ball. Just putting a fan on. I'm just trying to figure out if it actually, if it's loud, if you hear like a large rumbling. I'm trying to keep it away from the mic as possible. But yeah, so 18.5 minutes left in this first half. The Knights now have a scrum feed about 20 metres out. So Hastings now with the ball. Getting it now to the right-hand side. I believe that's Lachlan Miller now with the ball, and it will take the first hit up now. 15 away from the try line for the first tackle. Daniel Saifidi now. Just shy of the line now for the second tackle. The Knights will go to the left. Pass goes out, takes a bounce, but it will end up onto Hastings, who will now be brought down again. 5 metres short of the line for the third tackle. The Knights will feed it to the right-hand side. The Knights again still being held back 5 metres short of the line. The passing is just being held up here. Hastings to Ponga. Gets a pass out to Marju. And I think, oh, did he ground that? Yeah, it's short of the line here, but last tackle for the Knights. Grubber kicked. And it wasn't knocked on there. It is held on by Parramatta, so good defence there to stop them from going in. But I don't know. I thought maybe Marju might have crossed over there. He must have been like short, just short. But on the front angle, Amri looked like he got the ball maybe on the line, but I don't know. Junior pulling now onto the third tackle now inside of the 10 now, trying to kind of regain their breath after trying to defend that set. Nice holding him now onto the 15. To the fourth tackle. They're going down to the left-hand side, and Zach Chino get brought down on the 24, the last tackle. They're going to just bring it back onto the line. There's the last tackle kick there by Parramatta. And it's bounced and gone out. It will go out onto the 35. Oh shit, it's a 2040. Oh god, I completely forgot about that rule. It's a 2040 for Parramatta. I completely forgot that's a thing. And Parramatta now have another set riding Newcastle's half. That's just a big bit of a brain snap there. Very close to the line there. That is Dylan Brown for Parramatta. Now it's Jiraiya Mamasia now. 15 away from the try line for the third tackle. Getting it out to the right-hand side. And they've got numbers in support. It's a 2-on-1. That's I think he's got that. It's an easy like as you try. But that's going to be Sean Russell going over to make it 16 points to 4. An absolute brain snap there from the Knights defence. I mean, in fairness, I completely forgot about the 2040 rule until it just happened. I think I've actually seen the 2040 actually happen in the last... I can't even remember. But yeah, Dominic Young just letting the ball bounce out. Forgot about the rule. Parramatta regain, get another set. 35 away from the try line. And again, the Knights defence stretched in, passing it right out to Sean Russell. And dives into the corner to make it 16-4 with a kick to come. It's just... That's the thing. It's only pre-season, I know. But it's like... I mean, and I know it's rare. It's like, knowing the rules compilation we're going to see here. Because it's a rule that, in fairness, I forgot about until it just happened there. So here we go. Parramatta now increasing their lead. I think my 13 plus is going to be looking fairly nice. 5 tries in 3 NRL games is a decent average there for Sean Russell. And now a chance here for Parramatta to make this a 14-point lead with this conversion, but it is from the sideline. Interesting to see how the wind will take this. What the hell fuck are they doing out there? I have no idea. So here we go. Mitchell Moses now from the right sideline with the sun not really in his face, but somewhat. So we've got 40 and a half left. The sun's probably shining into his left eye here. So here comes the kick for Moses. He hits it. He's tried to knuckle it, but it did curl, but it was a little too late, and he's going to miss that kick. So remain only a 2 converted try lead for Parramatta, but it is still a decent lead at that, and the Knights haven't really looked that threatening in the last couple of minutes. And now you've got the Roosters and the Manly Sea Eagles now looking at obviously playing immediately after this game. And I think it's Cooper Johns and Matthew Lodge, I think, talking there. And there is Tom Trbojevic, obviously back. Apparently he's set to be back for round 1 for the Manly Sea Eagles. And there's the kick. It's another heavy kick there. And the Knights give it straight to Campbell Gillard. And Gillard will make it to the 15 for the first tackle, as we now got 14 minutes left in this first half. Mamasia now getting to the 25 for the second, as Parramatta now to number 13. It's Jermaine Hopgood getting to the 30 for the third tackle. 16-4 to Para. So last tackle now for the Parramatta Eels, now just shy of halfway. And it's going to be a kick here by Moses. It's a low-driven kick. It's going to go straight into the hands of Lachlan Miller. He'll get to the 15. Oh, slipping there. Very lucky for Josh Hodgson there not to actually rearrange himself so he doesn't have to actually cop a hit there. Inbred in his car. So now in comes Daniel Saifidi, now just shy of halfway. That pass went a little bit low. I didn't know if it was played up by Parramatta, but fourth tackle now for the Knights. 40 away from the try line here. They're going to go to the right side. It's an early kick by Jackson Hastings. And it's going to roll out in the dead ball. And it's going to be a 7-tackle set. And a 20-minute restart now for the Parramatta Eels. So this will give them a fairly decent chance to actually... I don't know, I'm just a little bit confused about the whole situation of like what that kick was. So second tackle, this is the first tackle right on the 40 for the Eels. This will be the second tackle as they get onto halfway. It's the number 15 of Jack Murchie. All the subs are coming in pretty much fairly quick. I don't think the board has actually had enough time to actually put them out. Now Parramatta shifting it off to the right, but then goes through to the middle. So Parramatta now fourth tackle, about 35 out from the try line. They'll go to the right hand side again. Hopgood over the ball, flick pass. Now gives it to Josh Hodgson, who now feeds it off to, I believe it is Will Penasini, and it'll be brought down 25 away from the try line for the last tackle. They'll go down the short right hand side again. Moses with a kick over the top, and that is a pressure kick there by Miller, and he will take it inside the 20s. It'll be a 20-minute restart now for the Knights. Miller feeds it off to Dominic Young, and Dominic Young will make it to the 30 for the 0 tackle. Now Greg Marshew with the ball. Marshew breaks through 1, breaks through 2, breaks through 3, and he'll get brought down on the 40-metre line for the Parramatta Eels for the first tackle. Great run there. And now in come the Knights, straight through the line, blitzing, running, and it's going to be a try to the Newcastle Knights. It is Bradman Best hitting into his speed like he did when he was in the New South Wales young team, and the Knights do get a try back. Setting up in the line at the starting from the attack from Greg Marshew. The pace there to Ponga to give it to Bradman Best. Marshew breaks through 1 at the 40, 1 at the 50, 1 at the 45, and then finally brought down by Mitchell Moses at the 40. And Ponga takes the ball quickly and then feeds it to Bradman Best, who runs and finds the gaps and just blitz through everybody. And there is the try confirmed, 8 points to 6, with a kick to come for the Newcastle Knights. Sorry, just been used to Parramatta scoring, and it should be a relatively easier kick than last one. So this should make it, with 10 minutes to go, should make it 10 points to 16. There we go. Bradman Best, yep, puts the ball on the ground. Getting his first try in 2023. I mean, it's still not the season, so does it count officially? No. But, you know, it's alright. So here we go. Bradman Best, he looks buggered after that run. I don't think I've seen him run that quick for years. It probably would have been since the whole when he scored that try against Queensland in the the young New South Wales team. So Jackson Hastings now with the conversion with 9.5 to go. And he slots it over. It's going to be 10 points to 16 to the Newcastle Knights, to Parramatta, sorry. The Newcastle Knights are showing signs that they can score. So you've got Adam O'Brien and Andrew Johns. Andrew, what even is his role? He's now some coaching role at the job, I think, for the Knights. So that's good, you know. It's good to see, to say the very least. So here comes the kickoff now by Parramatta with 9 minutes 19 remaining in this first half. Rugby League history, mate. It's nice to see you, man. Good morning, I think. As it probably would be. Lachlan Miller takes the catch from the kickoff and we brought down to Dominic Young. And he'll get brought down on the 10 for the first tackle in this set. Shifting off now to the middle. In comes, I believe that is Brodie Jones there. I know that stocky figure from anywhere. I believe that's also Phoenix Crosser now on the field. So Jack Johns now with a Matt Givley offload pass. And he gives it off to Jack Johns. Who will be brought down to 25. And now the Knights keep going. It's the number 15 of Leo Thompson, who gets to the 40 for the Knights on the fourth tackle. Crossland will go for an early kick. Bit confused as to why, but Gutherson will pick it up on the 15 and Lumi will take it. And he'll get brought down on the 15 for the first tackle for the Parramatta Eels. Now Zach Cheney now with the ball. He'll get brought down on the 25 for the second tackle. The Parramatta going again to the left-hand side. It's Lumi again, just waiting for all their forwards to come back into the actual line of attack. And now in comes number 17 here for Parra. It is Wiremu Grieg. Just shy of the 40 now for the fourth tackle. It's number 13 of Jermaine Hopgood, who will get brought down on halfway. And this will be the last tackle now for the Parramatta Eels, as they shift it off to Mitchell Moses. And Moses will take the kick. And it's taken by Greg Marju. And it'll be brought down. Oh, he's almost breaking through again. It'll get brought down on the 35 for the Newcastle Knights for the first tackle. I think it's like the Knights will refresh their forward pack here. Yep, you've got Bradman Best now carrying it in for the 40 for the second tackle. Now off to the right, you've got Zach Johns, who will get brought down on halfway, or just about short from halfway now for the third tackle. Knights will feed it off now to the right-hand side. You've got Ponga, who gives it off to Lachlan Miller. Now to Bradman Best. And Best tries to get a pass out to Lachlan Miller. Miller's still stepping, and he will get brought down 20 metres out from the try line for the fourth tackle on the far left-hand side. Now Ponga. Ponga with the ball. The ball has popped out. Still play on here for the Knights. That's not Zach Johnson. That is, yeah, it is Zach Johns actually. 15 metres out now. Last tackle for the Knights. A chance here to get a try to make it even. And that's a kick high up in the air. Young's gone for it, and I think he might have lost it there. Did he? Or is it a goal line dropout? Oh, it is. It's called a goal line dropout here. I thought it was a knock-on by Dominic Young. And I think the Parramatta might be challenging this. Let's have a look. It's Lumi versus Dominic Young. Young's touch, though. That's a knock-on. I think Parramatta should challenge this. But they decided not to. Nope, they changed the ruling. Nope, yep, no challenge needed. Yep, they said it was a knock-on, so it's going to be a changeover now for the Parramatta Eels on the 10-metre line. So no challenge required there. Now Momasia now will get the first carry for the... I remember when trials were not televised, mostly played behind closed doors and didn't mean anything. Now for some NRL fans, it's life or death wherever their team wins a trial. I mean, you get a lot of... you get some teams' fans who think when they win a trial, they think they're going to win the premiership. Certain team over the ditch. A bit prominent for that, but... yeah, it's hard to say what's actually going to happen. I mean, the Tigers beat the Roosters last year in the trials, and both teams had very different seasons from the judgings of that match. So last tackle here for Parramatta, right on halfway. Moses gives it off to the right. It's going to go to Gutherson. Gutherson with the grubber kick. And now the NRL calls it the pre-season challenge. Just trying to just make the thing competitive, which just makes kind of no sense at all. Dominic Young with the ball here. We'll get to 30 for the second tackle. We've now got less than 5 minutes remaining in this first half. Now Dane Gagai with the ball. He gets brought down again roughly on the 35 for the third tackle. Haven't seen much of Gagai this game. Now Phoenix Crossen goes from dummy half and he'll get to halfway for the fourth tackle. The Knights now trying to figure out what to do. Gets a pass out to Tyson Frizzell. Again, another player who hasn't really had that much of the ball. Last tackle 40 metres out now. Jackson Hastings with a high kick. Pressure on Gutherson, but Gutherson will take it on the 10. He'll be met by Gagai on the 15 for the first tackle. So relatively close affair at the moment, but Parramatta still very much heavy favourites in the live markets. $1.26 to $3.90 for the Knights. Currently looking at the live part of it, so been fairly... I mean, the price probably does match because I think Parramatta's going to like... I think there was one year where we beat Penrith and Newcastle by 30-40 points in the trials, and then came last by a considerable margin. Yeah, it is a bit weird. It is weird, this whole trial situation about trying to make them competitive and all that. And now it needs something. Oh, Moses has broken through here. He's got a 2-on-1 if you get the pass off, and it's going to be a try to Dylan Brown. I think it was a flat ball. I don't think it went forward, but there we go. Dylan Brown gets a try. Very good time to score there to make it a 2-score margin just before the break. And that is actually the first of my legs to actually go through for this match. Mitchell Moses feints the pass, just eases Ponga fairly easily, gets the pass out to fake Lachlan Miller, and there we go. Dylan Brown goes over. So all I need now is I need Will Penasini to score for Para, Greg Marju to score for the Knights, and then I need Parramatta win by 13 plus, and then money. Capitalism. I require funds to not eat carpet for dinner. So pretty much less than 2 minutes remaining. We'll probably get one more set here from Parramatta, and that probably should wrap up the first half. But chance here now to make it 22 points to 10. Relatively closer margin. Dylan Brown, 82 games, 23 tries in his NRL career. You just get darker all of a sudden, or was that just me? I don't know. Probably just my room. I see shadows. So here we go. This is Mitchell Moses now to make it. He's been 2 from 3 today, and he just got a try assist for that try. So now making it 3 from 4, potentially to make it 22 points to 10. He's swinging this kick up. It's good to see you don't really see the people doing the salute, doing their kicks now. And he's kicked it. And it's going to be 22 points to 10 to Parramatta. How was Ponga at 5'8" on the ball? Defense, I can imagine, isn't great. He did just got sold by Mitchell Moses in that try. He got sold for... I think he's looking for the Hotel Delaney as we speak after that sell. But it's minute 17 remaining in this half, and we probably will have Parramatta having a full set. Maybe the Knights have 1 or 2 tackles, maybe. And that should wrap up this half of what has been a fairly interesting game now. Parramatta starting to calm themselves down and start playing the way they do. And the Knights are still looking rather shaky in defence. You've got number 17 there. You've got Wiremu Greig. Brought down on the 15 for the first tackle. In fairness, I don't think Pong has had that much of the ball as 5'8" this game so far, which is a bit weird. Second tackle now. We're into the last minute of the game here. Parramatta, that's the number 15 of Jack Murchie, who's now 30 on their 35 now for the Eels. It was on the 25, actually. I should tell myself now. Parramatta are on the 35 for the fourth tackle. We've got 30 seconds remaining in this half. Parramatta now going down to the right-hand side here. It's been split here. Keeping on running, Parramatta. They've into the Knights half. Parramatta still going on the 35, and they finally get brought down. 35 now. Last tackle for Parramatta for this half. Moses goes to short-hand side to Gutherson. It's a grubber kick there. The ball is still bobbled around. It is picked up by the Knights. That's not a knock-on, is it? Nope, Lachlan Miller still has it. They've pretty much got one tackle here. Brought down on the 25 now. This will be the last play of the game for the Knights. Hastings has gone for an absolute bonkers kick. There's going to be a big chase here. Dominic Young's going for it. He's going for it. And he's just lost it. Oh my God, Dominic Young almost scored an amazing try. They're going to review it, but he's lost it. But holy shit, what a chase to close out the half by Dominic Young. I didn't say Kalen Ponga, it's Dominic Young, sorry. Hastings levers it and it just sees Dominic Young with acres of open space on... Oh, Dominic Young's grabbing his shoulder. Please tell me he's not hurt. I think he's alright. Here we go. It's not going to be given a try. He grabs it. Nope, he's lost it. And he grounds it with his hip. Oh, it's so unfortunate. That would have been an amazing try. But Dominic Young could be hurt here. Nope, he's alright. That should have been a try. Oh, that was so close to being so good. Oh, Dominic Young's... I think Dominic Young's quicker than Adokar. Fight me. So no try, but that's going to be the end of the first half. Dominic Young just scored that. He probably got an extra 100 grand in his contract when he signs to somewhere else. So there we go. 22 points to 10 at halftime for the Parramatta Eels. But you got to think the Knights could have scored there. Yep, bloody Trent Robinson was looking at that saying, I'm signing that, boy. So close. That was so close to being a try. I'm just a little upset because he could have scored that. I mean, what a run as well. To even be able to get to the ball is just impressive. So now what I'm going to be doing now is basically just going through and writing down the squad for the next game, obviously being the Manly Sea Eagles and the Sydney Roosters. Oh, just upset with that. This goes down to 26 numbers, so... Hang on, have I messed up? The Roosters are the home team. Roosters versus Sea Eagles. I just want to make sure I haven't put it on the other way. No, okay. It's just this way I've written it. Hang on. Roosters versus Manly. It was just on this page. I was just worried I flipped everything over for this, but no, we're all good. Oh, if only Dom Young scored that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. The reason why I'm writing down these numbers is so I can actually just have the squad numbers, because it's not really just like a 17 or 18, it's a 26. So just trying to make sure and all that about of getting, but I will still have the 13. So pretty much, how do I pop out the chat, if that is possible? How do I... Pop out chat. Okay, there we go. So I've popped out the chat here so I can read your comments while you're doing it as we discuss this first half. I think it's been a fairly solid first half there. I just kind of hope that Dominic Young actually got the ball there. Also, it's now starting to pick up very much on the humidity, to say the very least, so... By the way it's looking, the Roosters are also... Roosters are putting out pretty much their strongest team tonight as well. Maybe Manly as well. I know they got KO Weeks in the team to be at fullback, obviously, because Trebojevic is still out. That's probably one of the greatest, almost a try so far this season. But I think the Knights are going okay against a team that made the grand final last year. I think they're going okay. Oh, it's a cheek fracture. So it has been revealed it is a potential cheek fracture for Sean Lane, so he could be out for a considerable amount of time there. Now they're trying to basically blow the NRL here, saying it's like how much $100,000 is important to the to an NRL club, which is a little bit it's a bit of money. Cars blowing horns and that, but it's pretty weird. But yeah, by the way it's looking with the Roosters, you've got Brendan Smith is starting. Matthew Lodge on that playing contract. Hello, Moe, how are we doing? Just filling out the team sheet for the next game. I'm just at half time, but yeah, it's been a very good game so far. Parramatta have obviously looked like the better team, but the Knights have had their chances. Probably say Dominic Young almost scoring the try of the pre-season challenge, the best one in its history, to say the least. There, an absolute levered kick. But yeah, obviously all the focus of the Roosters. Bradman Best, obviously playing against the Melbourne Storm last week, in a very close game, but the Roosters did get the win, which sees themselves in the top parts of this pre-season challenge. Victor Radley, yeah, pretty much the Roosters, looking at this here, have pretty much got their entire starting 13 pretty much. Did you watch the Super Bowl? I didn't actually, to be honest with you. Simpan's been a bit all over the place, but I have heard it is very good. I do know the Chiefs did win, which I'm fine for him. It's just the only person the only reason I probably wouldn't be happy with them winning is Jackson Mahomes. But I mean, it's just what can you say? Apparently, it was actually a very good game. Fahu White, Jake Turpin. That's a name. So the Roosters' first five, you've got the Roosters obviously playing the Dolphins. Apparently, according to rugby league history, someone actually put in terms of for like rivalries the Dolphins and the Roosters. Yeah, it was. I don't want to spoil it. Oh no, it's all right. I already know who wins. I already know who wins. I know the Chiefs won. It was like 38-35. It's all good. I already know who won the game. if I was on like social media for like half a second, I would have probably known, but I had mates who were watching it as well. But yeah, I wouldn't mind actually watching the game just to see what happened. But yeah, don't worry about spoiling it. I do know who won. Thomas Deacon. Just trying to think of how the Roosters are able to have 26 players in their squad, but the Manly only have 24, which is for me a bit weird. Ben Condon now plays for Manly. Did not know that. He was at the Cowboys last year. Very interesting to say, at the very least. Pretty much currently at the moment, Yvonne Sanson and Greg Alexander. Did you watch the Maori versus the Indigenous game? I did watch the last couple of minutes of it. I was kind of being distracted because I was at it was my aunt's 50th, but yeah, I think it was a very good game. In fairness, I didn't think the Indigenous team would win, but they came out very, very well and actually did very well to win that match. So absolutely fair play to them. So that means I would assume the Indigenous game would be happening in Australia now this year. But I do know the women's All-Star game was won by the Maori All-Stars. Ben Thomas. Tyler. Moriarty. Now finally, this last player for the Roosters. Got a Xavier. Now we can write down the Manly team. Oh, we got one more, sorry. There's 26. So now just got to write down the 24 for the Manly team, but obviously need to kind of hurry a little bit because are we streaming the next game? Yes, I will be. Pretty much as soon as this stream ends, there'll be a pop-up that will redirect straight over to the other stream for the Roosters Manly game. It do be a W. Keo Weeks, Christian. Just gotta hope that for Manly's sake, in this game, a rainbow doesn't pop over the field, so they half the players say they won't play. Hopefully, in this case, but I think that should be right. Doesn't look like it's going to be raining anytime soon. Talatau Cooler, Ruben Garrick. Schuster at 5'8" is going to be... I'm excited to see how that goes. You got a bloke who is technically legally blind. Being a 5'8", I mean, Josh Adokar is better than Kalen Ponga. I mean, that is true. I mean, but in fairness now, they're now playing completely different positions now. Ponga's now a playmaker, which he hasn't really gotten that much of the ball this game anyways. Cooper Johns. Taniela Paseka, that's a... Who's my team in the Prem? Just want to see... Is that that's Mo Salah. No comment. Don't want to start a flame war. On this, I don't really watch that much anyways. Me, Liverpool, yeah, because just trying to check to see if that was Mo Salah, but it definitely is. Used to pay attention much of it when I was a kid, but I don't really pay attention that much now. Jake Trbojevic at the 10. That's interesting. He's starting it in the second row. So now both teams now set to come out. Ronaldo or Messi. For me, in terms of play style, I prefer Ronaldo's. But that's just me. I mean, I'm not really fussed about this whole. You got to choose a side, because I think both sides of like Ronaldo and Messi fanboys have been pretty sketchy, because it's just basically been whose fan base can ride meat the most. But I do very much like I do like Messi as well, and obviously happy he did win the World Cup. It's just, for me, in terms of play style, I just like Ronaldo's more. So we're just about to get pretty much both teams really almost set to come out now, so we can get ready for the second half. I'm just trying to finish off the second half. Okay, both teams are now out. Sean Kepi starting at lock. That's going to be interesting. But now going to get ready now for the start of the second half for the Newcastle Knights against the Parramatta Eels. The Knights will be kicking off. They'll be running screen right. So Kalen Ponga's game will be over, because a Ponga's just given his headgear to one of the junior boys there. But yep, there we go. We're now starting. The second half is underway as Parramatta Knights kick it off, and Parramatta will get the ball. Am I a Knights fan? Yes, I am. Unfortunately, I mean, we're not going that bad. It is pre-season. We're rebuilding. We've just been rebuilding for the last decade, to say the least. That's the number 15. That is Jack Murchie, who get brought down for Parramatta. Second tackle on the 25. So yeah, pretty much it looks like Ponga is done for the night. He hands off his headgear, so don't know what will happen there, unless he's injured again. Paulo now brought down onto the Parramatta 40 now. Storm fam, nice. Very interested to see how Tarek Sims goes this year. Hope he goes really well. Last tackle here for Parramatta now, right on halfway. Moses with the ball with a high bomb. Gives it off to Lachlan Miller, who catches it inside of the 10. And he will be brought down inside the 20. Right on just in front of the 20 now for the first tackle for the Newcastle Knights. Knights players being fairly slow to get back into the line when it's their first set of attack. Now that is, I believe, it's number 19 actually, that is Heimel Hunt for the Knights. Knights now on the 40 for the fourth tackle, as that was Phoenix Crossan who took the ball on the dummy half, and the Knights will get to halfway. What other sports do I stream? The other one would be football or soccer, depending on what side of the fence you are on that one. But yeah, basically just mostly those two sports. I'm thinking about doing other sports like rugby and all that. I think I've done a couple of them, but just trying to branch out a little bit more. Big burrowing run there by Zach Cheney. Now gets to the 45 for Parramatta. Still inside their own half of the second tackle. Now the Eels are now going down their right-hand side. That's Will Penasini with the ball as he enters the Newcastle half for the third tackle. Now 25 away from the try line for the fourth tackle. Parramatta will shift the ball now into the middle. They'll feed it down through the guts. And we brought down 20 away. Last tackle for the Eels. 2.5 gone in this half. Moses hits the pass through the line, but the ball doesn't come out. And it is going to be... Oh, hang on. That's a Parramatta player looking to be hurt. So they're just going to stop the time here. So it's a change over here for the Knights, but there is a Parramatta player going at his foot. Just trying to figure out who it is by number. It is the number 12. It is Matt Dory. They already have lost their first second rower in Sean Lane, who copped a suspected fractured cheekbone there. Dory. Oh, I think his leg's been kicked one way and his foot went the other. I used to watch you during last season, but then I forgot about you. Then I'll get to see I'm Sergio until Z-Tank, so I decided to come back. Well, it's good to see him, and in fairness, I forgot about myself as well for a bit during the off-season because I pretty much did nothing. So, yep, another second rower here for Parramatta coming off the field. This could be maybe a little bit of problems here because obviously the Eels did lose a fair amount of their forward pack in the off-season. Now you got potentially Sean Lane, who's going to be out probably for the start of the season with his fractured cheekbone or suspected fractured cheek. And then you've got Matt Dory, who's probably got an issue with his foot. He might be okay, but we'll have to find out afterwards when we get to the casualty ward. But second tackle now for the Newcastle Knights. It is Bramman Best who gets brought down on the 25. Now that is the number 15. It's Leo Thompson for the Knights, who will get to the 35 for the third tackle. Shifting it off to the right-hand side now, Tyson Frizzell. Gagai trying to break through. He gets past halfway here, but he gets another pass off to Jackson Hastings. That's a brilliant ruck-up tackle there by Sini. Sini's done really well this match, I must say. Who's my team in the Super League? I don't really have a team. I'd probably say I have a little bit of a soft spot for Warrington, I'd say, because they've had several Knights players play from over the years. Last tackle kick, and it's taken by Gutherson on the 15. He gets brought back to the 10 by Tyson Frizzell for the first tackle. Now it's Isaac Lumi now. He gets again dragged back to the 10. I'm a London Broncos fan. Yeah, it's good to see, yeah, because remember used to playing with them a lot when I had the Rugby League 3 game on the Wii. Good times. Now you've got Regan Campbell-Gillard here for Parramatta now. Fourth tackle on the 25. Shifting it out to the middle. Junior Paulo with a run. And he brought down on the 35. Last tackle for the Parramatta Eels. I think it's a good defensive set here by Newcastle. And there's the kick by Mitchell Moses. Straight down the throat of Lachlan Miller inside the 10. That's the thing. Even though Parramatta in the set might not get the best field position, Moses' kick is the equaliser. And still forcing teams down the other side of the field. Now I believe that is Greg Marju here taking the hit up for the second tackle now on the 35 for the Knights. Offload here for the Knights now. Jackson Hastings with the ball. The 7 goes to the 7. He'll get brought down on the Knights 40 for the third tackle. Now giving it off to the right-hand side here. It's number 17 of Jack Johns now right on halfway. Looks like Ryan Madison could be coming onto the field here soon. Now that's Phoenix Crossland there getting brought down. Or is that Dylan Brown? Can't tell, but last tackle there. There's the kick from Jackson Hastings. High ball, and it's Lumi who gets brought down with the ball. He'll be brought down on the 20 for the first tackle for the Parramatta Eels. Now Cheney getting a hit up. Right, straight into Lachlan Fitzgibbon out of the 25. That's probably the first time I've said Fitzgibbon's name. What happened to the long hair? For some reason, it's just become a tradition of me at the beginning of the year to just shave me head. It's weird. It's just something now. Early kick now for a 40-20. And that's close. I think he's just short, unfortunately. Yeah, he is. The right idea there for Josh Hodgson, but just ever so close getting a 40-20 there for Parramatta. Just short. Right idea, but the Knights will get the ball just in front of the 20-metre line. And in fairness, I probably might just keep the short hair because I think it looks somewhat better than the long hair. Because the long hair makes me seedy and a cretin. Have you ever been to an NRL game? I've been to several over the years. It's just I don't really have time on weekends to actually go to some of them. So you got Greg Marju. Marju's broken through here. Marju's breaking through. He's going to get all the way to the 35 in Parramatta's half. A great run. And that last time he had a run like this, it started a Knights try. So now the Knights trying to catch the Eels backpedaling. Leo Thompson gives the ball to Heimel Hunt. Heimel Hunt just hold on to the ball, mate. As he'll get brought down 15 away from the try line on the far right inside. Who's my NBA team? That would be the Lakers. Not having the best year at the moment. Phoenix crossing with a grubber kick. Batted away by Lumi, and it's going to be a goal line dropout to the Parramatta Eels. Their second dropout of the match. But again, brilliant strength there to pop through for Greg Marju there. He's pretty much the only Knights player I need to score here from your bet. Basically, all I would need is pretty much just if Penasini and Marju score, but then we're good. So here's the dropout. It's going to be a long dropout right onto the 50. And it's number 22. It is Brodie Jones who takes the hit up and he brought down 35 away from the try line for the first tackle. As we're now 8 minutes gone in this second half, sorry. Leo Thompson with the ball, I believe, the number 15. Now on to the right-hand side. The Knights now, they've got numbers here on the right. Crossan decides to hang on to it. Flicks the pass back. Knights now going for a grubber kick. Why the fuck have you gone for that? Oh. But Parramatta have decided to have the ball and carry it over. Do you have Discord? I do have Discord, but I rarely ever use it, unfortunately. It's like with a fair amount of social medias, I barely go on any. I think the only ones I actually go on is like Instagram and all that, but that's about it. But there we go. Another goal line dropout here for Parramatta. Potentially they may go short for this one. But they don't. Here comes the charge now by the Knights. Leo Thompson runs straight into the pack of Eels. It'll be brought down 30 away from the try line for the first tackle. It's my birthday tomorrow. Oh, happy birthday for tomorrow then. You got a big day of rugby league for you. Probably big day of sport as well for you. So that's going to be a good birthday to say the least. Birthday on a Saturday, very good. So Leo Thompson now on the 15, about 15 out from the try line. Third tackle for the Knights. Gives it off to Hastings. Flat ball there to the to Jack Johns. And the Knights have given away the ball. So the Knights have had all these opportunities and again, very much like the last couple of years, just haven't capitalised on them. So, and now a penalty now to Parramatta. The Knights are just... The Knights can get chances, but they just don't, it's like they get to the line and they just don't know what to do. But now we've got 10 minutes now gone in this second half. We've got about 30 remaining. Jack John should have just held on to that. There was no reason for them. I don't get it. They decide to offload when they don't need to, and they kick earlier than they should. It just makes no sense for me. So now Parramatta with a decent penalty kick will be on the Knights 40 for a full set of 6. If Parramatta can get a try here, this will very greatly help them in extending their lead to a 3-score lead. Ruck infringement 6 again now for Parramatta. Junior Paulo now barraging over now 15 away from the try line for the first tackle. A huge chance here for Parramatta to get points. There hasn't been a try yet so far this second half here. Gutherson with the ball. Gutherson still going. Feeds the ball off to the number 14 of Jake Arthur. And it'll be brought down 5 metres away. Second tackle to Paulo. Flick pass to Josh Hodgson. And Hodgson again is going to get held up on the 5 now. Third tackle. Parramatta on the left-hand side. It's another 6 again against the Knights. Now Regal Campbell-Gillard now will get held up on the 5 again now for the second tackle. Knights need to dig in deep and try to stop giving away set restarts. Now Paulo can just short of the line again. 5 metres short now. Third tackle for Parramatta. They'll shift it to the left-hand side now. Pass through the middle, easy as you like. And that is going to be another try to Parramatta. And it is the number 15 of Jack Murchie. And that's important for them. Obviously, Parramatta having a fair amount of pressure put on them. And it's now 26 points to 10 for the Eels. Just easy as you like from all the pressure. And now Parramatta now 26 with this conversion will make it an 18-point lead. Just easily and calmly as you like. Knights team just spread absolutely thin. So Jack Murchie there, 1 try and 54 run meters there. So, and it's a kick right near the, relatively near the post. So it should be 28 points to 10. And it's a very important try because if the Knights got the try, then it'd only be 6, potentially 6 away, and momentum could definitely shift. But this will so helpfully put the shift in favour of the Parramatta Eels. And there's the kick right down the middle. It's 28 points to 10. 27 minutes remaining in this matchup. Just been very solid from them so far. It's like, it's very hard to say. It's like Parramatta have just been, the Knights have just let Parramatta into this. That's just pretty much how it's been. So just waiting now for the kickoff by the Newcastle Knights. As there you got the Manly team currently in the sheds. Pretty much getting ready now. Kickoff is set to be at 8 o'clock tonight. So with 26 remaining, there's probably going to be like a 10-20 minute sort of buffer before I actually go live. So might need to actually check when I actually set to go live for that. In comes a charge here from Parramatta now onto the third tackle. 7:45. I might shift that to 7:50. Cheney now with the ball. He gets past halfway now for that is for now last tackle. 45 away from the try line now. The Parramatta Eels are. There's the, it's not really that far of a kick, but it's down to the right-hand side. It's been batted backwards. Parramatta still with the ball. Now you got Moses now with it. Moses now flicks it back. They're still passing around with the Eels. It's a grubber kick, and it's picked up by Greg Marju. You would get to the 35 for the first tackle. Score prediction in the next game. Penalty to the Knights, but it's hard to say. I do have the Roosters winning, but I don't really know what the score is because I don't know. Because Manly could pull out. I don't know, but maybe like Roosters by 12, something like that. But it may be even further out. Who knows? So Fitzgibbon now gets the first hit up now for the first tackle. 40 away from the try line now. Newcastle need to score a try. That's the number 10, Jacob Saifidi, taking a little bit of a knock here. Is he all right? What's happened? It looks like it's his right ankle here. I think got pressed on it by Regan Campbell-Gillard. So just waiting here now to see what happens. I think Saifidi might be alright. He's the old FIFA commentary. He's a tough cookie. He should be alright. So now Leo Thompson now will get 25 away from the try line now for the Knights for the third tackle. Shifting it now off to the left-hand side, the Knights. Got a little bit of play. Bradman Best now with the ball. He'll get brought down 15 away from the try line for the fourth tackle. Now it's the number 8. It is Daniel Saifidi now 5 metres short of the line. Last tackle here for the Knights. The Knights will go to the right-hand side. Hastings. Lachlan Miller. The ball's picked up. Oh, and it's a knock-on by Lumi. So it's going to be a scrum feed here for the Knights, 10 metres out. So a chance here with another set 10 metres out for the Knights to basically try to cut down on this deficit. Daniel Saifidi trying to barrel over, and he's brought down 5 metres short of the line for the first tackle. The Knights will go to the left. It's gone for a flat ball to Jacob. Jacob's now brought a metre short of the line now for the second tackle. Knights go to the left again. Another flat ball. I'm not liking these flat balls. If it's Skimmers trying to get an offload off, just hold on to it. It's only the third tackle, so about 5 metres out now, third tackle. The Knights will shift it now to the right-hand side. Now, Daniel Saifidi again. It's basically just been the Saifidi boys taking the hit-ups now. Right in front of the post, 5 metres out, fourth tackle for the Knights. Crossan will go to the left. Hastings passing it out, intercepted, and Parramatta are running away with it, but there's a lot of Knights coming after him. That's a brilliant chase down by the Knights. I mean, brilliant intercept there by Parramatta to the 35, but the amount of Knights players that swarmed him, that could have very easily just resulted in a runaway try. But now Parramatta have got the numbers advantage at the moment, as the Knights players slowly try to get back. Zach Cheney get the pass off to Junior Paulo. Now to the number 12. There's the number 22, actually, of Tony Matelli. So 15 out, second tackle for the Eels. I mean, I've got to say, it wasn't great that they got the interception, but it was a good charge down by all the Knights players. Now, Eels go to the left-hand side. It's the number 15 here of Jack Murchie. They get the pass off. Zach Cheney now to Lumi. Lumi trying to burrow over, but he gets met by 3 Knights players. So, fourth tackle, about 2 metres out on the far left-hand side. Gutherson still with the ball. They get an offload off. It's Zach Cheney again. And Cheney will get brought down 5 metres short on that left-hand side. Now they're going to spread it to the right. Last tackle for the Eels. Hodgson gives it off to Moses. To Penasini, who gets the pass out to the number 5 of Sean Russell to get his second. I kind of wish Penasini held on there because I actually need him to score. But Sean Russell gets his second try of the game. And now it is starting to get a little bit ugly. Now 32 points to 10 with a kick to come, as we've got 21 minutes remaining in this first half. Second half, sorry, of all this game, technically. It was a really good scramble back there by the Knights, but we just can't defend our corners. So currently now the try count is 6-2 in favour of the Parramatta Eels. Just kind of wish Will Penasini held on to that. He probably could have gone over, maybe. Because then all I would have needed is Marju to score and Parramatta just to hold on to this lead. So Sean Russell here, 127 run meters, 2 tries. So just now basically any time during a stoppage, just trying to get these scores going. So Mitchell Moses has been 4 from 5 tonight. This to make it 5 goals he's scored today, to make it a 24-point lead for the Parramatta Eels. I haven't given them the try yet on the website, but here we go. Here's the conversion attempt. And it's gone wide. It's going to remain 32 points to 10. Toa Fafoa Sipley playing tonight. That's good to see. So there we go. Sean Russell, 2 tries tonight. That's been a good performance from him. short. Attempt to kick off there by the Knights, but only gets to the 20. It gets to 25, and Parramatta easily get it. Two more players and then we're done. Yep. So a bunch of the Para players are now off. So they're just getting their the reserve players some time. I think the job is done for them to take this win. So they will have a win in their... So there we yep, we got that all done, so we can now just go and just focus on the rest of this match in the last 19 minutes. Last tackle 35 out for Parramatta. They still haven't refreshed it. It's actually a couple of minutes behind, so we just hopefully see if we can actually just get this quickly to update. There we go. So the Knights are with the ball on the 15 for the second tackle. So pretty much in the next 18 minutes, all I just need is 2 players to score. And for the score and the distance to stay like this, and we should be all good. So now the Knights now getting to the 30 for the 4th tackle. Saying it could be a bit serious here for Matt Dory. He did take a cop to his foot. Well, I was saying it's a side release here, so it could be alright here. The Knights are through down the line here. But he's going to get charged down. It's the, I believe it's the number 13 of Kurt Mann. No, it's 23 actually. It's Dylan Lucas, who actually did start for the Knights in the game against the Sharks. Last tackle for the Knights have gone all the way to the right-hand side. Attempted grab a kick, and it's going to be picked up by Zach Cheney. Zach Cheney's done really well this match. I think you can potentially make a case he could get the starting centre role for Parramatta. Lumi now gets to the Para 40 for the second tackle. I don't even think saying Zach Cheney's going to be the backup. Now the number 25 for Parramatta, it is Ryan Madison right on halfway for the 4th tackle. Shifting it off now to the left-hand side. Pass was a little bit leery, but here we go. 35 out. Last tackle for the Parramatta Eels. It's a high kick of the ball. A lot of pressure. Taken well by Marju under pressure. We brought down on the 20 for the first tackle for the Knights. And Parramatta have gotten the ball somehow. Oh, this is not going well. 30 metres out now. Parramatta have a 7. Oh, it's a double knock on. But it was on the 0 tackle, so it should just be a ball for Parramatta, unless they played advantage. I think Parramatta might have... I think it's Parramatta's ball still. Because there was a knock on, then there was a play, and then Parramatta lost it. Or it could be the Knights' ball, I'm not too sure. But regardless, it's a scrum feed on the 30-metre line. Okay, they've actually pushed back the Broncos-Cowboys game. It was originally going to be at 8 o'clock, which was going to run in the middle of the Knights, in the middle of the World Club Challenge, but they've pushed it back to 9 o'clock Australian Eastern Daylight Time, which is 8 o'clock Queensland time. But yep, there was a Knights scrum, so the Knights have got the ball here, so the Knights on the 40 for the second tackle. So now onto the left-hand side, the Knights go. Flat ball there to the number 17 of Jack Johns. I could definitely see Jack Johns actually on the bench here for the Knights. He's actually done alright. This match, third tackle now, 30 metres out. I almost said yards. Now Knights 25 away from the try line for the 4th tackle with just over 15 remaining in this match. Almost a breakthrough there for that Knights player, the number 27 of Ben Tolte. So now 20 metres out now for the Knights. Tolte might have taken a little bit of a clash, but the Knights go to the right-hand side. Kick over the top, straight to Lumi, who just takes it easy and gets brought down on the 10 for the first tackle. Just very easily that kick there, but I think the Knights just put on their reserve players now, so hard to say what's really actually going to happen. Oh, Zach Cheney's now been winded a little bit here. Oh my god, who the hell is this? Who's this player? Cheney, I think he's winded or he's copped it to the nose maybe. It looks like several things have just happened to him. So 20 metres out now, fourth tackle for Parramatta. So it's actually been a fairly decent defensive set by Newcastle. So here's the last tackle kick by Josh Hodgson. It's taken straight to Lachlan Miller on the 15. It's not Lachlan Miller, actually. It's actually Bailey Hodgson. So we're starting to see more of the players who from the New South Wales Cup team who actually played in the first trial match against Cronulla. Just kind of, I think Greg Marshall's still on the field though. So third tackle, 45 away from the try line now. The Knights will get the ball. Knights still have the ball. I mean, they always had it. Dylan Lucas now with the ball. Gets a decent run. He's 20 away now. Fourth tackle for the Knights. Oh, long ball over the top here. And I don't know who this is to. It's not Dominic Young. They get a pass off still. Still the fourth tackle. The Knights brought down 5 metres short of the line on the far right-hand side. Kick over the top. Chips, and it's going to get kicked away. It went over the post, but it can't be. It's going to be a goal line drop out here for Parramatta. So the Knights have been actually giving off some somewhat decent pressure. Good. It's good to see. It is good to see. It was Zach Johns and the number 18 of Tyson Gamble. So here comes the kick by Parramatta. So they're just levering it. I think it's no real chance because I think probably doing almost a 60-metre kick on the full. Here comes a run from Bailey Hodgson, I think the number 21. Or is it Gamble? It's number 30. Oh, it was Kurt Mann. I can't recognise my own club's players. Second tackle now. Knights 25 away. They're going to go to the left-hand side here. Good pass out to Marju. Marju, just go for the corner, son. And he puts it down. The Knights will get a try. They probably just need to check to see if he was fully in field of play. Nope, they're going to give it. Greg Marju has scored for the Knights. Maybe a little bit more of a constellation, but it is a try. So now all I need in the next 11 minutes is Will Penasidi to score and for there to still be like a 13-plus lead gap, and I win money. But the problem is, I think a lot of the Para players have come off the field, so I don't even know if Penasini's even on the field. Does he even say who's on the field? Who's on the field? They're saying, it says Penasini's on, but it's saying all these players are on, which is not correct because a lot of players have come off. So there we go. There we go. Greg Marju has gotten a try. Oh, he's come off the field. He's a little bit hurt here. So there we go. So here's a chance for a conversion to make this a 16-point game. I mean, the Knights technically aren't fully out of this, but I really highly doubt they're going to score 3 converted tries to take this game. It would be amazing to see, though. So here comes the conversion attempt from the sideline by Tyson Gamble. And he's missed it anyway. So if the Knights even to score 3 converted tries, they will still only be tying the game. There we go. Marshall getting a deserved try there. Just going for the corner and just plants it down into the corner. So 14 points to 32. Greg Marju having the 3rd highest of the most tackle bursts, and he had several in this match. So here we go. We're entering the last 10.5 minutes of this game, and hopefully Penasini scores. We just need to channel Will Penasini scoring. The problem is I don't even know if he's on the field. I probably highly doubt he's even on the park. So second tackle now for the Knights. Just shy of the 20. Just shy of the 30 now for the third tackle. So that ball almost popped out there, but I think it's the number 21. I think it is Bailey Hodgson. So the Knights are still trying to charge here. So last tackle just shy of halfway. That's the number 24 of Adam Clune, who belts the ball right to halfway. It's not going to be counted as a 20-minute restart. He's just ever so close. And that's going to be the number 5 of Sean Russell, who take it, who has scored 2 tries this game. So there we go. Lumi, I believe that is now onto the 30 for the third tackle. Now Parramatta just... Oh no, Parramatta have a 16-point lead. Now to the fourth. They're going to go to the right-hand side now. To the number 15. Number 25, actually. That is Ryan Madison on halfway now for the last tackles. We've got 9 minutes now remaining in this matchup. And there is a high kick there by the Eels. And it's gone backwards, I believe, by Dylan Lucas. Still going to be playing on here for the Knights. By the way, it's looking, I think... yeah, I think Penasini's off the park. So I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, we got close. I mean, we only just missed out by 1 leg, but it's like I put $1 on it. It's not going to like I'm eating carpet all day. Carpet for the next week. Second tackle onto the 25 now for the Knights. We've got 8.5 now remaining in this match. Pretty much the Knights have to score off every set now to even try to make this game a draw. Passing out here, it's the number 20. It's Christian Mapapalangi who gets to halfway for the fourth tackle. Now the Knights onto the right-hand side here, straight from dummy half here. Goes Jaden Brayley. 35 away now. Last tackle for the Knights. Clune with the ball. Clune's still going. They go down the short-hand side. They've got plays here. Then they're going to get kicked laterally. It's going to take a bounce. It's still in play, and it's going to have to bat it away by Parramatta. It was number 14 of Jake Arthur who had to do it. So it's going to be another goal line dropout to the Eels. What I will say is, even though obviously, yes, the Knights have lost both matches, there are still definitely positives to take from this game. Like, very much so. So here we go from the goal line dropout here. The Knights forwards are pretty much all off the park. Just trying to think of what they're going to do when it comes to about 2 weeks' time when they have to play the New Zealand Warriors in the opening of their season. It's Jack Johns now with the ball. And he'll get brought down on the 10-metre line for the third tackle. Just 7 minutes now remaining in this game. Now right to the right-hand side, it's a 2-on-1. If they get the pass off, I think it's a number 19, I believe. It's Heimel Hunt now. 5 minutes short. Fourth tackle on the far right-hand side. I just realised if the Knights score again, then they'll also lose the plus 13 leg, which is, I mean, it's fine. It's not, the bet's not happening anyways, but... Knights passing it out. Jack Johns now. 5 metres short of the line for the last tackle. 6.5 minutes remaining in this game. And the Knights are going to get the ball here from the kick. It's a set restart. And Parramatta's now gotten the ball. So it will be a changeover anyway. So Parramatta... Scrum favour in favour of Parramatta will probably just be a changeover, really. Johns needs a pack. Gamble just losing it just short of the line there, but... So here we go. Scrum now on the 10-metre line now for the Parramatta Eels. We've got 5 minutes 40 remaining in this matchup. I don't think Parramatta really are that interested in scoring pretty much, because all you just got to do is just let time just run out. because you've got about 10 or so minutes before the other game of the Roosters and the Sea Eagles start playing. So on the 30 now for the fourth tackle for Parramatta. It's about to cross over into the last 5 minutes of the game. Now on the 40 now for the last tackle for Parramatta. Parramatta probably only have like about 3 or more sets left in the game. Decent take there by Bailey Hodgson, almost going out, but he's still able to keep it in. It'll get brought down on the 30 for the first tackle for the Newcastle Knights. It's number 19 there. That is Heimel Hunt. Almost breaking through there for the second tackle. We've only got 4.5 remaining in this match. So it's the number 23, Dylan Lucas, making it on to halfway. I think having Andrew Johns over Loomy maybe might suggest he might get the... Potentially, if Brian gets sacked, does Johns get the Knights coach role? Kurt Mann now with the ball, gets brought down 20 metres short of the line for the last tackle. And that pass is absolutely horrible. And it's going to be a Parramatta's ball. But it should be is it a 0 or a first? It should be a first tackle, wasn't it? Not. It is a 0 tackle. So here comes Penasini's on the park. Okay, 3 minutes 46 remaining. There is still hope that he scores. Penasini's still going. He gets brought down to 35 for the first tackle. That's all I care about. Zach Sheeny now going into the sheds now, but Penasini's on the field. We want him to score. I might absolutely pop off for a Parramatta try here if it does happen. So third tackle, 40 out now. It's number 16 there for Parramatta. It is Makahesi Makatoa, 35 out. Almost a breakthrough there, 20 metres out now. That's the 24 of Jaden Yates. Last tackle here for Parramatta. They're going to go to the left-hand side. That's just a really shit chip over the top. Parramatta probably might have only one full set left. We just need a mistake by the Knights and we just need Penasini to score. So less than 3 minutes now remaining in this match. 20 minutes on the 20 metre line now for the third tackle. And it's a knock on by the Knights. So even more of a chance for Will Penasini to go over. We need to channel this into existence. That's all we need to do. Just channel. We've got to believe it's going to happen. We need to believe it's going to happen. So 25 metres out now. 2 minutes pretty much 2 minutes remaining in this game. This will probably be the last set for Parramatta. No, why are you being the dummy runner there, Penasini? 15 metres out from the line now. That's the number 18 of Jordan Rankin for the first tackle for the Parramatta Eels. They're going down the left-hand side here. Parramatta are going to score here, but it's going to be the wrong side. Hold on to it. Don't pass it. Okay, just short of the line now on the far left-hand side. Second tackle for Parramatta. Oh, they've just burrowed over, and that's going to be a try to Para. Loomy scores. Fuck. Wrong side. But, I mean, I kind of just saw it because I thought he was off the par. But anyways, yeah, Loomy does get a try. He has been a hard-working all game. And that will seal the game for Parramatta. I mean, it was sealed a long time ago, but that will just be the icing on the cake there. Less than a minute to go, so we'll just take the kick. It's a pre-season, mate. I don't think there's going to be like throwing their bodies on the line with in a pre-season challenge game, mate. I think they're fine. So here we go. So pretty much, yeah, there's going to be like 30 or so minutes. So pretty much we just need Penasini to just charge, get a major line break. But I feel like they're just going to chew up as much clock as they can. This to make it a 38 points to 14. Oh, yeah, this will probably be the last bit of the game, really. They're just going to let the time run out, so... Yeah, so nice. So they're just going to chew all the time out, so it's going to be pretty much game over by the time this is done. And the Parramatta Eels... What's the call of this game? Hello, Moe. Right, you join us right in time for the end of the match. So pretty much here comes the kick to make it 38 points to 14. Right as the siren will sound. And he's rattled the post, so it's missed. So it's going to remain the final score of the game. Parramatta 36, Newcastle 14. What will this mean for the season? I have absolutely no idea. When will the next stream start? It should start in about 10 minutes time at around 7:50. So that is the end of this game. Thank you all very much for watching. In about 10 minutes time, this will all pretty much cross over for the next stream between the Sydney Roosters and the Manly Sea Eagles. So it's game 1 of 2 done tonight. And we'll be ready for the second game. So hopefully see you then. If not, thank you for watching.